my last prediction is that as a way of payback, once Trump gets elected, I think that anything that hasn't already been done, because I think William Barr is going to do things before Trump is even elected. I think you're going to see some stuff that's going to make you go, finally, yes, people are getting thrown in jail. But any of that hasn't happened yet, once Trump has that seat in lock, and the Republicans have their House seats in lock, because I don't think he wants to, mess with that. Once he is elected, the following 4 years, between 2020 and 2024.
It's going to be like
buckle up, baby.
Awakening.
It's going to be the best. It's going to be the best 4 years of our lives. I mean, seriously. And so this is
take it to the bank.
You heard it here
your
first.
Gold and silver.
And it's all because these people, they're like a rabid dog that can't control themselves. It's like they're so possessed by Satan.
It is a rabid dog.
They're
going to be put down.
I can't. They don't know. They're like, I can't stop myself. I can't stop myself.
Well, and here's the thing.
They probably go home and they're like, and they probably get in their cars and they're like, stop it. Stop it.
Enough regular Republican type people, Christian people, right-leaning people don't like Trump enough that if there was a sane Democrat, they might vote for him.
Sure. Hey guys, welcome back to Resistance Chicks. We're your hosts, the lovely Leah and Michelle.
It keeps going down.
Your
My
seat's shrinking?
It keeps dropping on me.
Oh man.
It's like little by little.
Stand up and let it come back up.
It's not going up. Hi everyone. How are you doing?
Today is the 1st of November. So now you really look like you shrunk. Do you know that so much stuff has happened this week?
I don't know.
It's insane. And yesterday, I want to do the punchline. I'm not going to, but I am. So yesterday, they voted to start impeachment investigation proceedings. But what was so funny about it is I found out it was on Monday or Tuesday. And
Tuesday.
And I was like, hold up, hang on. They are literally going to do this on Halloween. And I said,
hold up. Hang on.
This has to be the most blatant, satanic. I mean, it was hilarious. I burst out laughing. I think this is really good news, though. We always say it. I'm going to say it one more time, and I'm going to say it 100 million more times.
My whole life.
When the devil comes at you with a pitchfork and horns instead of a wolf in sheep's clothing, it's so much easier to take him down. He's so weak when he does that.
Start on a rap. When the devil comes at you with a pitchfork and horns, you know it's really evil.
And we're going to talk about Kanye today.
Yeah.
And Beto O'Rourke drops out of the presidential race.
Yeah, well, there you saw a punchline. That's okay. That's pretty much all there is to it.
Okay, you don't have. That's it. We're done with the news. Bye. Just kidding.
We're done.
Well, they saw it on the thumbnail, so.
I bet you didn't see this. I just had it up, and then
and we're going to talk about you know what this is? You know what I am right here? I'm a whistleblower.
That was awesome.
Okay, you're welcome. Sorry about your ears.
Sorry about your ears. I think that when I was messing around with my stuff. I closed it out. La 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 la. Wait.
I really like that. I want to read that headline though. Rudy's back on the Trump track, Jack.
There when it's losing. I'm losing hydraulics.
I think there could be a problem in that chair. You want to switch me because I'm taller than you?
No.
Okay.
We're gonna be okay. We're gonna figure it out. So a independent.
Spit it out.
I want to say the right word.
Okay. An independent investigator. An independent medical examiner.
Yes. I want to say
you want to talk about the
I want to say pathologist.
Hyper
She's going down, dude.
Thyroid bone. That's what I want to call it. That always sounds like thyroid or something. We're talking about Jeffrey Epstein, abstaining from his own suicide.
New York City mayor.
It was actually Epstein's family that had this independent in medical
He was
examiner
there, yeah.
do an autopsy.
Here.
And he came out and he has
His
blown
injuries
everybody's
look more
mind.
like, it's a pathologist. Thank you. I just wanted to make sure I had the right word in my head, but it came out. So I could have just said it and not. Yeah. Bingo.
Good job, Leah.
Bingo. I gotta allow ads. Hang on. On the Miami Herald here. Allow. No, I don't hear notifications though. So yeah, the independent pathologist hired by Jeffrey Epstein's brother says that this is definitely more along the lines with a murder.
There's
rather
a
than
specific
suicide.
bone, and I keep wanting to call it the hypothyroid bone.
It's a hypo
something, and
It's
it
around the
only
thyroid.
breaks when
Dr. Michael Baden.
you are strangled. I want to say strangulated. Is that a word? When you're strangled, and it doesn't break in a hanging.
Yeah.
It only breaks when somebody has literally, and I mean, come on. He came out and said, like, dude, a couple days before, like, the guy that my cellmate is beating me up.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's so fishy. It's not even funny. It's so fishy. It's not even fishy. It's blatant. He was murdered, and they're trying to cover it up. Did you ever get your volume worked out?
I turned it
there.
Hired by Jeffrey Epstein's brother to determine the cause of Epstein's death. Now, just listen for a moment to what he had to say earlier this morning. Roll tape.
Roll tape.
I think that the evidence points toward homicide rather than suicide.
Why?
Because there are three fractures in the hyoid bone, the thyroid cartilage, that are very unusual for suicide and more indicative of strangulation, homicidal strangulation.
Okay, he says it's murder. The autopsy had ruled it was a suicide. Judge Napolitano is with us. You run the Liberty File on Fox Nation.
So I don't want to listen to Napolitano right now because he's on my bad list. But
tell us how you really feel.
Yeah, Judge Janine was on Tucker saying that she's tried multiple cases of murder, and it's always these bones that are killed with the strangulation,
right,
or that are broken with the strangulation. And the real caveat there is, why immediately rule it a suicide? Why not look into it? Why not interview a bunch of people?
It was so
like
fast.
Epstein had already been beat up by a cellmate. He already said that, I feel like my life is in danger. I feel like there's people that want to kill me.
Right.
There's no investigation, no interviews, no nothing. The both guards fell asleep. There's no tape. I mean, somebody is being paid off. And so that's why I wanted to bring you this.
It's like, though, if you wanted to commit suicide, nothing, like, it was the perfect storm for a suicide.
So,
like,
are you ready for this?
In this kind of,
Trevor Noah asks Hillary Clinton, did she have Epstein killed?
No,
plaguing me for a while. How did you kill Jeffrey Epstein? Because you're not in power, but you have all the power. I really need to understand how you do what you...
Oh, she's gone. Well, let me see the rest of it.
Because you seem to be behind everything nefarious, and yet you do not use it to become president. What is the game plan?
Well, Trevor...
But honestly, though, what does it feel like being the boogeyman of the right?
Well, it's a constant surprise to me.
It's a constant surprise to me.
But she really couldn't get it out because she's like, how do I spin this? Because I really am responsible.
And everybody in the audience is like, yeah, I know you did. Like, everybody in the audience feels it. So even people who are Democrats. I know. And then you have this. Oh, and the way Trevor knows that, and you didn't even use it to
become president,
but she
did. She really tried real hard.
She does have power. That she's still trying to get Trump out of office.
I know. But it actually, and this is what the devil does. Like, and this is what the left does. They come out and they are like, you know what? If we just say it, and tell them the truth, then they'll think that of course it couldn't be true, but we're actually telling them the truth because we're admitting it.
All right, so Bill Clinton is asked whether Hillary's going to run.
She may or may not ever run for anything, but I can't legally run for president again. She may or may not ever run for anything, but I can't legally run for president.
Hold up, what? Legally?
Well, he can't.
I know, but it kind of sounded like, this is what I hear from Bill. And I think maybe in his kind of like dementia state of mind, they might be telling him like, listen, Bill, if Hillary gets in, you'll really be president because you'll be her husband. And so that's why he might be saying legally. So Hillary runs and then he thinks, I get to be president again.
Or maybe he's still thinking, maybe if I ran again, I could bring the country together. Maybe that's what he was thinking.
Bill, you're corrupt enough, but you're not far left enough. You're not progressive enough. Okay, you're a centrist.
I don't know.
It has been nearly 3
is playing. Okay. More ads here. We're still on Jeffrey Epstein here. Jeffrey Epstein's autopsy report summary is released with pictures showing his 2 neck fractures after pathologist claims the millionaire pedophile's body bore signs of homicide by strangulation. My gosh! Daily Mail, can I just need to get to the article, please? Thank you for disabling your ad blocker. Now, could you disable your ad?
That's an insane ad.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
All right. So Dr. Michael Baden shared his suspicions. We just saw that. He described how the 66-year-old financier had 2 fractures, one on the left and the other on the right side of his larynx around the Adam's apple. Epstein also had a fracture on the left hyoid bone that is above the Adam's apple. Baden said such injuries are extremely unusual and suicidal hangings.
It's really high up, though, because the guy's Adam's apple is like right here, so it's higher than the thyroid.
My stupid chair. Homicidal strangulation.
We'll work on it.
We'll work on it. It doesn't even pop up right like it used to. I had to talk to my chair about that. The 85-year-old forensic pioneer added, I have not seen in 50 years where that occurred in a suicidal hanging case. However, New York City Chief Medical Examiner Barbara Sampson says she firmly stands behind her findings. In retort, Baden insists Sampson could have made a mistake, insisting there's evidence there of homicide that should be investigated. Okay. And we talked about that. Hillary laughing about that.
So Lance on YouTube says, it's the bone with the deep state written all over it.
Oh, that's really funny. That's really, really funny. All right. So I guess sometimes you just want to dive right in. Yesterday I made a phone call to my congressperson.
Good job.
The first time I've actually ever called a congressperson. Congressman now. They call it congresspeople now.
Congressman.
And
I think you can say congressman if he's a man.
Is Brad Winstrip. And I didn't expect to get a human, and I was kind of hoping for an answer machine, but I gave my 2 cents on the impeachment sham. And I'm going to try to give you guys a couple dollars worth of information so you can take it to the bank, so that you know what's going on. We try to keep our young farmer friends, some who have internet, some who do not have internet at their houses. They go to the library, to their parents' houses, or to work for internet. Now, it's very confusing because they voted on Halloween to make the impeachment inquiry official.
Right.
It is a very corrupt and biased process that they're doing here. And Nancy Pelosi had said that it would not be a partisan issue because impeaching a president is supposed to be about a crime, high crimes and misdemeanors. Right. So you should have bipartisan support.
So 31 Democrats voted for the impeachment process for Bill Clinton. 31. How many Republicans voted for this?
None.
I was going to get...
Well, because actually, but you got my line on the 31.
Oh, okay.
So we're going back
I know
and
some
forth.
Stuff. And you know what? I want to tell y'all something. I don't have a beef for 1 second, okay, with you people and my family, because I shared this with Horatio this morning, actually, my funny joke from last night. I want to know why it is that all of you people and the people that live in this house, okay, PG for president, Patriot Gallery. That's my mama. And I'm not going to fault you for saying stuff like that. That's great. Yes, PG for president. Leah for president. Not going to fault you. Leah for president. It's great. Kansas for president. Not going to fault you for that one either. Great. He could be the best president ever on the face of the planet. Okay? Over y'all people. Never. Is it ever? Michelle for president. I take offense. Because you people think that these people know it all. And I got nothing. So you know what? Today I came to today's show prepared. Because I want to hear Michelle for president. I'm 35 years old. Almost 36 in a week. I ought to be able to be president. I have reached the age. And that's all I have to say about that.
Well, Donald Trump keeps talking about how Candace Owens has a great future, could be president one day, and no offense to Candace Owens, but I know Michelle will be a better president than Candace Owens.
Thank you. Thank you. I would not, but thank you.
You think Candace Owens you would?
You think so?
Oh yeah.
She's very intelligent. So
Michelle can run
well-spoken.
A lot of stuff.
But I don't like to run. And I'm funny too.
Representative John Radcliffe, Adam Schiff's problem isn't that he's biased, that he's running a corrupt process. He blasted Schiff. He says it's more than just a bias, it's an actual legal conflict of interest. Schiff is using his authority as a chairman, presiding over an impeachment inquiry to prevent the investigation and the discovery of facts about his own actions or the actions of his staff. He is essentially a witness in the trial over which he is presiding. There are two witnesses. Michelle's like, do you want the witnesses as in plural in the title? I do, because there's one that was testified last week, and there's one they don't want to testify because that particular whistleblower was the first whistleblower that came to him, right? And he went to Adam Schiff first, and that's when Adam Schiff was lying on television. Have you had any contact? And all the leaks and everything came, and they were all coordinated between this person. Now, this Obama he's an Obama staff holdover,
right?
And so
why doesn't Trump get rid of these people?
Okay, so what he has to do is honestly, you have to sit down, everybody, and see if they're on the mega agenda. Look at their Twitter profile. Your bosses would look at your Twitter profile,
right?
Look at your Facebook, see where they stand, and mostly everybody has to go. Like everybody, it's probably like 500 positions, right?
Sure.
And in all the administration, I come up with that number 500 because Nigel Farage was able to field almost 500 candidates in a very short amount of time for his Brexit party.
Right.
So Trump and his administration should be able to field enough good candidates to fill every single position that's just hired on.
Yes.
And I think that they should go through and hire people and look at their Twitter feeds and their Facebook feeds and see if they have been actively promoting and defending President Trump for the past 2 or 3 years, and if so, then that's your first step. Then you have to be competent,
right?
But that's your first step. I see, in your employment history after that,
sure.
And just bring in all new people, because anybody who knows what they're doing there shouldn't be doing what they're doing,
right?
So
hang on though, because really, in all honesty, and I can say this because, and I'm just saying, there are enough of us out there that Trump could literally, okay, so let's just take the Blacks for Trump and the young black conservatives that he's done, twice meetings with them, hire them all.
Yeah.
Every single one of them. Forget Leah and Michelle Resistance Chicks, we're happy, we do not want to be a staffer. But they all would be qualified because they know what is going on. They're woke.
Right.
And so why not? There are enough.
Right. No, that's what
what if he did do that? All black. Like literally just, you know what? It's not a color thing. This group of specific conservatives that just so happen to be joined together because of the color of their skin are very competent and they could fill these positions. And then everybody would have to just shut up on this racist thing.
That's a really great idea.
Trump, listen here. Just listen. I have dreams where I'm talking to Trump and he confides in me and asks me for advice.
Okay.
Not daydreams, real dreams. So it's there. It might be real.
Right.
Could happen.
Right. Yeah, no, it just came to me, like, why not just hire all mega people? Like, why not just, Why not just get people behind you?
Sure.
Who are behind you, who have, and you know that they're not going to sell you out because they've already put their lives, their fortunes, and their sacred honor on the line. Because tweeting out or supporting the president in public can make you lose your job. Definitely makes you lose your friends, your family. Your reputation gets put on the line. You've already proven yourself. You don't have to go through any more gang initiation to.
But okay, so how about like military servicemen and women?
Yeah,
who have already served their country. I mean, literally, you could go to a mega rally and say, "Hey, anybody that served your country, if you'd like to be on Trump's staff, come." And then there would be interview processes, right? Yeah, but that you could really get a lot of people there. Yeah,
no, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. I'm trying to get to my other. I close some of these down as I go through them.
I always thought I'd be a good like casting director, like, and I think that hiring people is kind of like that. Are you good for this position? What are your qualifications?
I think so too. I think I would be really good at hiring. Let me hire all the people for your positions. I think I'd be a good fit.
We could team up and do it together.
Yeah. I'm trying to find.
You need me to help you?
No, I don't. I don't need you to help me.
Do you need me to do the show?
No, I don't need you to do my show.
Because I can. Because I could be president.
You could. You could definitely be president. Okay, well, we're just going to work backwards.
So Kelly's husband, Eric, is out of the hospital.
Oh,
praise the
God.
Lord.
Yeah.
I'm very, very happy to hear that. So continue to pray for Eric.
Yes. All right, we're just gonna hit some of these other ones. I was trying to find. We had a congresswoman who laid out they laid out the rules for the impeachment process.
Right.
Okay. And basically, Republicans don't get to subpoena people. Republicans may not even get to hear what the witnesses are. She was saying she's on the Judiciary Committee, but she doesn't get to sit in on the witness testimony. So how can she vote on things without seeing the testimony? That Schiff can, if Devin Nunes, who sits on is the opposite, the Republican opposite of Adam Schiff. If Schiff doesn't like the witnesses that Devin Nunes brings up, he doesn't have to bring them up.
Right.
It's all a sham. But
from what I understand, though, all of these proceedings were voted on and put into place and approved by the Republicans in 2015.
No, they're not.
That's what I heard on Fox News.
Okay, well, I don't believe that's true because in the Clinton and the Nixon, none of these things were in place.
That's why I said 2015.
Well, I don't know. I don't know about that.
Because that's why they were saying on what's it called, Fox and Friends in the morning, that what the Republicans did in 2015 could come back and bite them.
From me, but no. I can tell you that much of the Democrats' talking points down there are really ringing hollow today, because what we know is that it has not been a fair process. It's been a closed-door process.
Right.
I've been in almost 70 hours of testimony right now, and all that's leaked out are the things that are damaging to the President of the United States. I can tell you, today's opening testimony, they're not going to leak it out. Some of my Democrat colleagues look like they're sucking lemons this morning as we're starting to hear from another witness behind closed doors.
Are you referring to Tim Morrison, who's the witness who started his interview at 8 o'clock this morning, about an hour and 45 minutes ago?
Yes, I was there. I started with Tim Morrison this morning, and certainly we can't talk about the specifics of what are going on in there.
Well, why don't you frame it for our audience, okay? Why don't you give us a sense? If you're going to say they're sucking on lemons, which means they suggest they got a sour taste in their mouth, why?
Yeah.
How come?
Well, I think what's happening is that we're now at a little over 10 witnesses that we've had come in, and all of a sudden what you're starting to see is some contradictions between witnesses that we had yesterday, witnesses that we're having today. You're starting to see a different side of the story, and what we are finding, and what your viewers need to understand is that each time that the witnesses are asked about holding up aid and was it held up for improper purposes, the answer is no. So anybody who's talked to the president is able to articulate that.
This guy here, I think, is
he's behind you.
He's from the National Security. Okay,
there we go.
This guy here, he's in Morrison, National Security, and he testified that he was in on the call and he didn't feel anything illegal happened during the call.
A real way that really this aid holdup was nothing more than a normal process that you would have, and ultimately was released without any promises being made by the Ukrainian government.
So how can there be a crime? It's all about supposedly this phone call. And supposedly the Democrats are saying is that Trump demanded that they investigate his political rival so Trump could get reelected again. Trump wasn't afraid of Biden, by the way. That's the joke of it. Like, Trump should just come out and say that. Like, I wanted to run against Biden. I wouldn't have him investigated and get him thrown out of the race.
I know.
He's a weak candidate. I would never, and that's what the way he should frame it. I wouldn't do that. I'm not afraid of Biden. I'd love to run against Biden.
I think he has.
I can win slam dunk against Biden.
He hasn't said that in reference to this investigation, but he said it before about Biden. Like, I would love to run against Biden.
You know what I mean? But my point here is that the aid was the supposed aid, which we shouldn't even be giving to all these countries, the military aid. It's not like a bunch of boxes of Pampers and you know, dried milk and you know, things like that, pacifiers or something for babies. It's missiles and weapons and things. So, anyways, it was already released. There was no quid pro quo. So how can you have a crime of using it?
Right.
If there
and that's actually okay. So let me explain that to people that may not be following what you mean by that. Not that people don't understand quid pro quo. What I mean is, nothing actually came of it. Trump didn't actually end up withholding any aid. So even if he had ever said, "Will you do this?" or whatever, he can't be convicted or even impeached on a crime that wasn't actually committed, because just asking somebody to do something or even threatening that you will withhold aid, it's kind of like threatening murder versus actually committing it.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm going to kill you. And then, well, you need to go to the electric chair because you threatened to kill that person.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
Now there is some sort of punishment, I'm sure, for threatening to, like, legitimately threatening to kill somebody, but it's not the same thing.
But he wasn't legitimately, yeah.
And so even what I'm saying is the transcript has been released. There is nothing nefarious about it. There's nothing wrong. There was no request for him to do this in exchange for, you know, making sure that the aid comes to them or whatever. That didn't actually happen. But even if Trump had said it, even if they find that there were missing parts of this transcript that weren't put in or whatever, because that's what they're trying to say.
Right.
It never actually materialized.
Speaking of there was no crime committed. The transcripts. I guess I have to come back because
while you're looking for that, hang on. You said, speaking of the transcripts, I want to answer a question here from Britt Baza. He says, Michelle, for the Brits here, what exactly does impeachment mean if they find against Trump? Since we have the House, which is Congress, and we have the Senate, which are obviously our senators, it has to pass the House, and then nothing happens whatsoever, except for his name is sullied, like Bill Clinton. He was already impeached by the House, unless the Senate actually impeaches. Now, you will note that not a single congressman voted for this impeachment investigation. Okay. And we control the Senate. The only reason this investigation is going forward is because the Democrats control the House. They have 32 more seats, 31, 32, somewhere in the 30s, more seats than the Republicans. And so it doesn't matter if all the Democrats vote, if most of the Democrats vote, they got this. But it would really take, some senators turning their back on the president after all this. I mean, it would just be, it's not going to happen.
So basically, it's all good news for us because
he will not be impeached as president.
I guess I should let you guys know this so you can kind of breathe a sigh of relief. When Bill Clinton, he was impeached in the House but not in the Senate.
Right.
So he went on to serve a second term as an impeached president by the House of Representatives. And in doing so, he actually gained popularity, and the House went Democrat.
It was Republican at the time.
Yeah, and the House went Democrat. So there are about 32 seats in areas that Trump won in 2016, but flipped Democrat in 2018 when the Republicans had the House.
Right.
Okay, in 2016. So when people go to vote in presidential elections, something comes over them for better or for worse.
Right.
One out of maybe, I'm throwing this number out there, 1 out of maybe 100,000 people does president and then representatives a different party. You might for judge or something that you know personally, but who you're going to vote for president, most
you usually
people,
vote down the line.
It's called voting down party line. And so Democrats have to know, and they do know, that Trump won in these 32 seats, in these 32 seated areas. So people are going to vote down party line.
Yeah.
Because if they want President Trump to be president, then these people are going to vote for whatever House member is a Republican as well.
Can I make a prediction? So I think that there's a high probability that Trump will be, I think he will be impeached in the House. And I think that it's going to be like shooting themselves in the foot. I think they will lose. I think somebody, Kelly just said there are 17 seats that are up in the air just due to re-elections. Okay. And so I think that in 2020, Trump is going to get reelected. I think we're going to gain the House again. So we'll have the House, the Senate, and the presidency. And
I think you're also going to see what happened was those 32 seats, very interestingly enough, most of those seats were lost by never Trumpers, by people who didn't support the president.
Right.
So what happened was those people who supported the president didn't have the stomach to go out and just vote for somebody.
Like us with Mike DeWine.
Yeah.
So
actually Mike DeWine is a pro-Trump.
No, I mean, we just don't really care for him.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to vote for him. I mean, you do, but you're like, I don't really care for him. My last prediction is that as a way of payback, once Trump gets elected, I think that anything that hasn't already been done, because I think William Barr is going to do things before Trump is even elected. I think you're going to see some stuff that's going to make you go, finally, yes, people are getting thrown in jail. But any of that hasn't happened yet, once Trump has that seat in lock, and the Republicans have their House seats in lock, because I don't think he wants to, mess with that. Once he is elected, the following 4 years, between 2020 and 2024.
It's going to be like
buckle up, baby. It's going to be the best. It's going to be the best 4 years of our lives. I mean, seriously. And so this is
take it to the bank.
You heard it here first.
Gold and silver.
And it's all because these people, they're like a rabid dog that can't control themselves. It's like they're so possessed by Satan.
It is a rabid dog.
They're
going to be put down.
I can't. They don't know. They're like, I can't stop myself. I can't stop myself.
Well, and here's the thing.
They probably go home and they're like, and they probably get in their cars and they're like, stop it, stop it, stop it.
Enough regular Republican type people, Christian people, right-leaning people don't like Trump enough that if there was a sane Democrat, they might vote for him.
So we love you guys. Yes. God loves you. God bless. And have a wonderful rest of your weekend. And I hope you're having better weather than we had for 2 days ago. And happy All Saints Day. Happy Reformation Day from yesterday. And so we're kicking off the first 2 months of Christmas. Everyone has decided that Christmas is going to be 2 months long this year. I'm giving the Pilgrims their full month. Starting today through the 28th. Thanksgiving's on the 28th this month. The Pilgrims get the whole month. Other people are giving it all to Christmas. So, I don't know. It's whatever it is, but whatever. 93.3 radio station launched their Christmas music, I think, today.
What?
It's disturbing me.
That's too early.
It was way too early. So, but Maia does Christmas music this early. She's very excited. Air One does theirs.
What?
Yeah. Not on Air One, like they do like a side thing there. So, yeah, I know. Thanksgiving. Okay, guys, we're really going to end. This is our 800th
I wanted to tell you that after Halloween, I felt like I told Michelle the day of Halloween, just wait till tomorrow. It's all going to shift. So,
get it? Shift. That could be prophetic. You don't know. All right, you guys. God bless. It was cold.